Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Paige and today I am going to sadly rant about Grace in Fury by Tracy Banghart. So let's get started. So if you haven't heard about this book, that is coming out July 18th. No? Oh, that's the year. July something 2018. I'm a bad reviewer. I'm sorry. But if you've not heard about this book that is about to come out, it is been promoted as a YA fantasy feminism book. It basically follows these two sisters who you can see on the cover. One is named Nomi and one is named Serena, I think it's Serene. Nope, Serena. I was wrong. I finish a book, I write the review, and then it's just deleted from my mind. Cat, stop. You have food. I'm filming. Stop it. Here, I give you the pets. There, are you happy? It revolves around these two sisters. One is named Nomi, one is named Serena. Serena is the firstborn daughter in this family and actually like the oldest child in their family. And she has been prepared all her life to be a Grace, which is... This book is kind of weird, but it is basically... yeah, weird! It is basically a king's, I don't want to say handmaid, but it kind of is. It says arm candy. And the king has 3 of these. This book starts right before she goes to this party to be chosen, bachelor style. Kind of weird. She has a sister named Nomi, who is a twin to her younger brother, Renzo. Nomi is the exact opposite of her. Nomi is very intelligent and curious. She loves to learn, even though reading and learning is banned in this universe. Nomi is also a bit of a troublemaker, but Nomi throughout her whole life has been ignored by her family largely in favor of Serena. And she's been the servant, kind of Cinderella-esque sister of this story. But Nomi is going to be Serena's handmaiden, whatever that is, the girl that helps her get dressed, because trust me, those dresses that royals wear are awful. You can't get them off yourself. It's god-awful. So they journey to this kingdom so Serena can be chosen as a Grace, and disaster strikes. Nomi is chosen over Serena in an upset. So Nomi becomes a Grace, and then through some twists and turns, Serena actually gets sent off to this prison island for women because she broke a very cardinal rule. So both of them are having to learn how to deal in a situation that the other one would have been better suited for. And they're both trying to escape from their situations in order to find the other. Because sister love apparently is awesome. I wish I had a sister. Honestly, this book made me want to have a sister. But I want to start off this rant by saying that I really don't want to rant about it. And actually, I enjoyed it for the most part. It was pretty well engaging. But there were a lot of flaws. And also, to write a feminism novel is really, really hard. But by definition, the author does succeed in this. So if you're looking for a YA feminism book, this is your book. Although I do have issues with this being your said choice of a feminism novel. But I'll get back to that later. The book is a really good feminism novel in that it shows how fragile rights can be for anyone. In this book for females, but it can also serve as a lesson for anyone that your rights are not protected. Your rights are your rights for now, and at any time they can be upset and something can happen. That's for anyone. And other than that, it served as a really good lesson and a really good feminism novel. The world building was fairly well done, and I thought the book had a pretty good twist at the end. But I also found a lot of things wrong with the book. I felt the characters weren't very well developed. I felt the plot was kind of all over the place, and that I didn't really like that this feminism novel had both sisters have a love interest. I read feminism novels for females that have to do everything alone. And one of my favorite, and it's maybe not strictly classified as a feminism novel, I find Orleans by Sherry L. Smith very empowering for this reason. This girl on the cover is going at this alone with a child that she is trying to save from this post-apocalyptic world. And while she does have some help from a male counterpart who does not become her male love interest, for the most part she is saving him constantly over and over, and she is the one that ends up saving him in the end. She is the one that gets all the things done, and she is the one that pays the ultimate price to make sure that a future generation lives on. That to me is an awesome novel and very empowering for the woman in me. This book made me really mad for the opposite reason. These girls depended on their male counterparts to help them and to figure out things for them. And basically, if the male love interests weren't there, the plot wouldn't have moved forward at all. And I found that very disheartening. I felt that with a feminism YA novel, that I really could have focused on females of all backgrounds, which is another thing that I'm mad about. The book wasn't diverse at all. But it really could have focused on females empowering other females and figuring out the solutions themselves and helping those of all different backgrounds, of all different races, of all different orientations, of different everything, and setting them forward to a new life. That's what I wanted from this novel, and I feel betrayed that I didn't get it. And another thing that I want to point out is that this book had an unnecessary love triangle in it for the purpose of being a YA trope. Now, if you've already watched a lot of my other videos, you know my feelings on love triangles, but if you haven't, here is your TLDR or TLDB, I don't know, but TLDR, I hate them. I think it's lazy writing. I think that authors depend on it to make a plot happen when you can do it without it. And the occurrence of a love triangle neither is realistic or is it enjoyable anymore. So please stop it. Stop it now. No, 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 no. Put your pen down. It's not funny anymore. It's not good anymore. Scratch out the love triangles. Just scratch out all the romantic interests. When I was 16, I didn't have a... When I was 16, I was figuring out stuff myself. Yes, I dated a couple of guys, but I did things by myself. I figured out life by myself. I didn't have these long romantic talks with guys. I was trying to figure out who I was for the most part and what I really appreciated in life. And I went through a couple of guys to figure out some part of me, but not the whole part of me. And that's what I want in a female character. I want someone that can stand without a man by her side. I want someone that can be brave and strong without the reassurance of a man. I want someone that's not afraid to be different and break out of her shell by herself. And I think that's what's been missing from a lot of YA books lately. There are really good female characters in YA, don't get me wrong. And yes, there are really good male characters in YA, don't get me wrong on that either. And there's good characters that are defied by gender norms, don't get me wrong on that either. But them having to rely on a love interest is really, really upsetting to me. Because not only is that lazy writing, but that forces a character development out of them when you can go about it in so many other different ways. And anyways, I kind of went off track. This was a 3.5 for me. If you want to check it out, and I recommend it if you like feminism, and if you like fantasy, and if you like the trope of princesses and royalty, yeah, check this out. It was pretty good. The twist at the end was pretty well worth the book. But it just wasn't for me, sadly. And, you know, maybe I should do what I preach, or in what, and what a lot of authors preach to other people. That if I'm not happy with a book, and if I can't find that book that I am excited and drawn to and find almost no flaws in, then maybe I should turn around and write my own. And maybe you should too, if you can't find a book that's worth not ranting about weekly, multiple times a week on Instagram, where people send you messages like, why don't you just stop reading this? And with your husband saying, why don't you just stop reading this? Maybe I can write one instead and be happy. Or maybe I just like being angry. I don't know. That's me. I'm Rambling Sis. Thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you again. Bye.